You can change that. And it starts tonight at midnight. Enough of pointing fingers to the left or to the right, or sitting at home on the couch being like, man, this sucks. Who can actually stand up to Trump? I've proven that I can. Raise your hand if you're Republican. All right, thank you. Raise your hand if you are independent or libertarian. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. We welcomed Turkey to come in and kill our Kurdish partners who had done so much to defeat ISIS, turning a blind eye to all that Turkey has done and is continuing to do, both directly and indirectly, supporting the very same terrorist groups that we're trying to defeat there. This issue, like many others, once again points to why it's so necessary to have a commander-in-chief who actually understands these issues, who knows what the right decision to make is for our country, our national security interests, and those who we work with to ensure our national security, and why we cannot afford to have someone elected going into the Oval Office not knowing what they're doing and instead looking at the foreign policy establishment in Washington saying, okay, tell me what I should do. Tell me what I should do. That's the difference between a lot of the other candidates and what I do.
Chelsea. One final question.
Chelsea.
Yes, sir. Yep. The microphone's coming your way.
Hey there, Chelsea.
Hi.
Thanks so much for being with us today. So this is my first event with you. I'm sorry, this is something that's been covered a lot in the past, but can you talk a little bit more about your vote in the impeachment and what you think about the Senate's acquittal of President Trump last week?
Sure, thank you. I've warned for a long time about two potential outcomes of this impeachment process. Number one is that because of this hyper-partisan environment in Washington, that it would only further divide an already divided country. And secondly, that because of how hyper-partisan it is, I think most people looked at the process and could have told you that the outcome would be exactly what it was. That the Senate would not vote to remove him from office, and that Trump would stand there with a headline saying Trump acquitted, saying, see, I didn't do anything wrong.
Chelsea, what's your relationship with the Council on Foreign Relations? What's your relationship with the Council on Foreign Relations?
Therefore, being able to put himself in a position where he has increased the likelihood of his own reelection. Trump has a higher approval rating now than he has at any time during his presidency. So what I warned about, unfortunately, has exactly played out to be true. So I took the action that I took to vote present, to take a stand for the center, while also introducing a censure resolution that would have been more likely to gain bipartisan support, and that was more expansive in including Trump's wrongdoing, including some of the things we've talked about with regards to Syria, and with regards to Iran and others, that Congress really should have considered to hold him to account, to send a message to him and any other future president that there will be accountability. Where we sit today, the choice is yours as voters to remove him from office in November of this year so that we can come together as a country and get our country back on track.
What about the Council on Foreign Relations? Chelsea, what about the Council on Foreign Relations?
First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you and to listen to you tonight.
Do you have a question about the council? I'll talk to you.
At the CNN.
No, I'll stay here.
I want to keep you
Okay.
In the past, I've worked as a TV news journalist. I'm not here in that capacity tonight. I'm here as a voter. But as a journalist, I have to say that CNN and the other mainstream media, but particularly CNN, are guilty of the most egregious most egregious kind of bias towards you, but also the most abysmal journalistic malpractice in terms of not allowing your message to get out to people. And I hope that, certainly hoping for the best now, but if it's, I hope you just keep fighting and keep going because you need to hear your voice. You need to hear your voice.
I really appreciate that. And I just want to make sure that, as a couple of you have raised this issue tonight, that this is about something much bigger than me. It is the voters of New Hampshire and the voters of this country who have lost because of this. Because I think we as a nation, we want to make sure that as voters we have all of the information necessary to make an informed decision on election day. And CNN's decision to extend an invitation to many of the other candidates, including those who are polling lower than I am here in New Hampshire, but to exclude my voice and our voices, has done a disservice to all of you. That's what we need to correct. And so what we do now, I can't control what CNN does or doesn't do. They wouldn't even return our calls when we're asking them, hey, what happened? They wouldn't do it either. We've asked Fox News to give us a town hall and they wouldn't do it either.
Somebody's scared.
Regardless, here's what we will do. And I want to leave tonight making sure that we understand that even as there are obstacles, there is unfairness, it seems like the odds may be set against the voices of the American people, we can never, ever, ever forget, ever, that it is our voice that holds the most power. Indeed, it is our voice and only our voice that has the power to change, to overcome these obstacles that are placed before us, to make sure that our voices are heard at the ballot box and every day thereafter, that this government, our democratic republic, belongs to us. And we are taking a stand. We are taking a stand to ensure that our government is of the people, by the people, and for the people.
And not the Council on
we
Foreign
are taking a
Relations.
stand.
Why won't you answer about the Council on Foreign
Because
Relations?
you're being very rude
No, you
to
keep asking
people
me.
here.
This is a hard question.
You are
No one's going to
giving
ask you. What about the
people-
Council on Foreign Relations?
Thank you
Okay, I'm going.
very
Well,
much.
you're not answering the tough question.
There's not a tough question there. What's your question, sir?
What
What's
about
your
the
question?
Council on Foreign
What
Relations?
about the Council
What
on
is your
Foreign
relationship
Relations?
with them? What is your
I
relationship?
have none.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. Thank you.
Have a great night. Aloha always, right? Nothing but love. I'm really not a very, I'm kind of like a super low drama person, so this kind of stuff is always interesting to me. I'm sorry, we're out of time here tonight. I appreciate you. I know your questions are always good. No, I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone being here tonight. I'm really sorry. We don't have a lot of time. We have limited time here, and what I hope is that as you leave here tonight, you can join.
Can I have your name and
me
badge
in
number,
what we're
please?
doing for the rest of the evening today, and as we get into
No badge
tomorrow,
number. No badge number.
in continuing
Okay, thank
to
you.
get our message out there. I invite you to stand with me to bring about this positive change. Thank you. Left versus right Democratic.
So yeah, definitely take a look.
So she was at the Council on Foreign Relations.
I think she had like a junior membership or something.
Oh, so she was okay. So she had a junior membership to the Council on Foreign Relations.
We asked the question. It's on an episode.
I will check that out.
And you can actually, if you Google Combo Couch MCSC Tulsi Gabbard Council on Foreign Relations, it will show up.
Okay.
It was a year ago, and I asked her, so I can't remember.
I know. Right off the top.
Yeah. So, but definitely, it's a. I understand.
And,
how people
and the
are
other
concerned.
thing I was going to say too is Albert Einstein said the pioneers of a truly peaceful world is the generation that refuses military service. So I was going to see if she wanted to refuse her military service. But I got one question now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, that's a good position, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think you know as well.
I'll be quite frank with you. She is the best besides Adam Kokesh, I think she's the best candidate running. So,
Cool, man.
but at the same time, my job is to hold everybody's feet to the fire and ask tough questions. So,
Definitely,
thank you.
definitely,
Thank you
bud.
for doing the same.
Definitely check it out, and I hope you get a good answer,
I will.
brother.
Thank you,
Definitely,
bud.
Take care.
Bye, guys. So, I was curious about Tulsi Gabbard being a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. The Council on Foreign Relations was created by the Rockefellers. It was created by the Dulles brothers. It was created by the Warburgs, and is the epitome of elitism. And they have all, it doesn't make a difference if you're a Democrat or Republican, all these guys are members of the Council on Foreign Relations, which is really tough, which is really messed up. Because when the small group of people who have sworn an allegiance to the Anglo-American establishment and not the people, not the Constitution, not the Bill of Rights, subverts power illegally, they need to be called out on that. So according to her, she was a junior member of the Council on Foreign Relations, and she did spend some time there, although Tulsi said to my face, I have no relationship with them. So I'm gonna do some more digging, and we'll see, because according to her, according to my research, but I cannot confirm. Now, I looked her up. You can go to the CFR.org, and you can look up the roster, the membership roster. You can see the corporate roster, which has members like Rothschild, NA, Bank of America, Raytheon, all these warmongers, the Rockefellers. And then if you look at the members, the individual members, you can see people like Governor Gina Raimondo and others, all these terrible people from Democrats to Republicans, all a bunch of child abuser protectors. And her name is not on that list. However, according to this individual, she was in the junior membership and she did have a work time there. So we're gonna get to the bottom of this. That's why we demand the truth. I don't pretend to know like I have all the answers. I ask the questions, and hopefully we can find out together. So if you guys get any info on this, on Tulsi Gabbard and the Council on Foreign Relations, hit me up, youtube.com/demand the truth, Patreon.com/demand the truth. Find Auditing America on Instagram. Also find Auditing America on Facebook, our Facebook group. It's dope as hell. Bucket Boy News 401. And also, lastly but not leastly, go to minds.com/Auditing America and minds.com/demand the truth. Find Auditing America there. Get on the blockchain. It cannot be censored. You get free cryptocurrency. And Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.